All right. Well, good afternoon and welcome. My name is Chip Barley. I'm here with Brian Nichols. He is the owner of genealogyinc.com and mapoftheus.org. Welcome, Brian. How are you doing today?
Doing good.
Very nice. Appreciate you being here with us.
Not a problem.
Where am I speaking to you from?
Harvest, Alabama, which is right outside of Huntsville.
Okay, very good. So that is to give someone a reference. He is Central Time Zone, correct?
Correct.
All right. That way, if somebody wants to get in touch with us, they will know what time, so it can actually be grabbed. Very good. I'd like to start off by doing a little bit of housekeeping. If you haven't already dialed into your audio bridge, please do so now. You can use your computer's integrated audio to listen in. During the call, all attendees will be on mute. If you'd like to submit any questions, you can do so, though. There's a questions feature on your webinar control panel. I will try to field the questions as they come in. Unless, of course, they're being discussed in the general flow of the conversation. If you need me to go back to a slide, please let me know, and I will definitely go back. All right. This is the deal. The annual revenue for both sites is going to be $93,683. We have annual expenses of $2,400, so the profit is going to be right at $91,255. The current asking price is $350,000. We get monthly unique views of 190,000 and monthly page views of 267,000. All of these are hyperlinks you can find on latonas.com. They will show you the graphs that correspond to the information. And any of these down here, you can check the Google backlinks here or the page content. And the SEMrush page is also available through the hyperlinks. So Brian, tell me a little bit about genealogy. What made you decide to start this? This is your homepage, correct?
That is correct. It started out in '95. I guess that's basically kind of when Ancestry.com started out. Doing my own family research, spent so much time doing it. My wife said if I'm going to do it, try to make money doing it, so I did. Started out with a simple one-page site, and I kept adding. I wanted to keep it as simple as possible because Ancestry and other websites were putting on specific information like actual records and stuff. So I found a niche in the genealogy community where you could have a one-stop shop for all your basic information for each county in the United States. It will tell you, I'm in Madison County, Alabama. It will tell you where to go for records, what records are available, general brief history of the county, links to county records that are outside my site. And originally I had a site for each state. For instance, my alabamagenealogy.com, my arkansasgenealogy.com, so on and so forth. I realized I had a need for a hub site, and so I got Genealogy Inc. And created it in 2003, basically just as a hub going out to the separate state sites. In 2011, I sold the state sites to Ancestry.com. I did retain my hub site, Genealogy Inc., and after about a year and a half, I also retained the rights and my pages to the maps as well. At the beginning of, I believe, this year, I decided to, or at the end of last year, decided to go ahead and create a map site with the map pages. So I went ahead and did that and started the backlink building. And a few months later, I started with the rebuilding of Genealogy Inc., and that was fully functional and up and running, I don't know, sometime in the spring.
Okay.
So they basically just picked right up where it left off. So it's I get a lot of traffic, a lot of genealogy traffic to both sites. All my affiliates right now are genealogy related, but that's not to say that they can't be replaced with other affiliate programs that someone might have.
Understood. All right, very good. Now, this is going to be the Facebook page for Genealogy Inc. What kind of I see you have 2,400 likes. How many people do you think are driven to the site from this?
I'm not really sure. The bread and butter of the Facebook program is I have created a genealogy network for each state such as if you type in Alabama Genealogy Network, Arkansas Genealogy Network, there's a groups page, and I think if you total all the states together for as far as members go, it's probably going to be between 30 or 40,000 people, which I am an admin on. So if I need, if I have something new, I can just easily go to the states and just type in an update to the sites, and that's instant traffic. It immediately goes out to 30 or 40,000 people.
Okay.
There's also some sort of link to Genealogy Inc. on the main areas of each page, saying that it's run by Genealogy Inc. So they're all linked. Genealogy Inc. is linked to all the pages, and of course each county page is also linked to each state page on Facebook.
Very nice. All right. A lot of work done then.
Yeah, and it's all it runs itself now.
Very good. All right. And of course, we're also selling mapoftheus.org. This is the front page for that. I want to talk a little bit about the decision to make this site.
Yeah, the map site was originally part of each individual state site, and when I sold the sites, I retained these pages just because I liked them. And so when I was thinking about restarting Genealogy Inc., I kind of made the decision to go ahead and maybe just split those maps off, because I thought they might have be able to go beyond just your average genealogist. You can go into history buffs, you can go into educational facilities. They all love this stuff. So I decided to go ahead and break that off and make it its own site. And once I started the backlink building, Google has absolutely loved it, and most of the state pages are on the first page of Google.
Okay, very nice, very nice. This is going to be your Facebook page for Map of US.
Correct.
A little bit less liked, but then again, this is a newer site.
Yeah, it is.
Are you actively on Facebook all the time, or is this just something that, as you said before, is just taking care of itself now?
It's just something that's just taking care of itself. I just hadn't had the time to go through as far as the main community pages for Genealogy Inc. and Map of Us to kind of keep a hardcore update. That's why I just don't do a lot of blogs either. I just don't have the time for it.
I understand. Question just came through. Well, how many hours a week do you actually put into the sites?
Not many. Probably about 2 hours.
Okay. Yeah. I know we would have covered that later, but I figured as long as he was asking right now, let's go ahead and get that out.
Yeah, that's fine. Both of them are pretty much set up to run on their own, and it just takes modifications if someone was to send something in. Most of the emails that I get from Genealogy Inc. are to correct addresses that are now incorrect on the site, and I just go in there and just correct the address and upload the page, and that's it. And that's about the most I do on it, unless some advertising changes.
Okay, very good. Now this is the archive.org. Anybody can go to this site and check the history of it. If you go here, you can click on 2006 and see exactly what the site looked there. But as you can see, we've been going with this for quite a while, over 11 years now. Mm-hmm. And obviously a little bit newer, but obviously getting a lot of traction here in 2014 for Map US. So, now we want to talk a little bit about this. This is your Google Analytics. Yes. I see that we kind of flatlined in the beginning of this year, but then taking off much, much better afterwards. What was going on here?
I was actually rebuilding the site at that point. The only thing I had that was actually searchable by Google was the front page. Getting that, because it took a while to rebuild out every single county in the United States.
Right.
So that's what it took, and then of course it went live when it started jumping up, and I started going through and changing over backlinks that used to go to the individual state sites. I had them change all the links to the new Genealogy Inc. site.
Okay. And very good. This has got still showing quite a few sessions, and just so everybody knows, this flat line here, even while you were rebuilding, this still had some traffic. This is not at zero.
Yeah. So. Exactly, because the Genealogy Inc. had been a one-page site as the hub of the state sites for many years.
I see. All right, very good. Now this shows that pretty much we're United States bound only. I did want to touch base and see if you thought there was any way to move into some of the other areas, the untapped markets.
Sure, sure. Yeah, most of your first world countries have large genealogical communities. United States by far being the largest and more lucrative. Mm-hmm. Of course, you can go, there are, you can take Ancestry.com, for example. They have records in Germany, Canada, United Kingdom, Australia. So there is people that do a great deal of research there, but that's just more building out, and you could definitely build out those areas and then increase revenue that way.
I see. So there are some untapped markets still out there.
Sure, yeah, there sure are.
Very good. All right. Now this is going to be your search, how you've been getting your traffic. I see that you're doing almost all of it organically. Is that that's something you've been forcing on the site? You're trying not to do any paid traffic?
No, I really do not like to do paid traffic. I like to do all organic. And so I've never used paid traffic on either site or any of my state sites that I had before this. Very nice. And they did very well.
And this shows that your social presence is not very strong, so that's actually a place where it could be upgraded quite a bit.
Yeah, if someone wanted to do Twitter and actually do regular updates on Facebook and actually probably do a blog, that would probably do a lot more. But once again, I just have not had the time.
I understand. We all work for a living other than the
exactly.
Very nice. And again, we've already seen this slide from your earlier analytics, but I just wanted to show that obviously it was a little bit low, but now we're going right up because this is the map of the U.S. This is when it really started taking off, was June, correct?
That is correct. During the low times, I was actually doing aggressive link building campaigns everywhere that I had my old state sites and new other sites linked to. I went ahead and recontacted those sites and had them add links to Map of Us, and also went through educational institutions, government institutions, getting them to link to the map site as well. And as you can see, that paid off. That strategy paid off very handsomely.
Very good. A question for you. How many links actually do you have out there right now, or do you have any idea?
I really don't know. I've not kept track of how many links. I've probably sent out 100,000 emails between both sites to related sites with genealogy and with educational institutions and government institutions. But now I've never gone back to the pages to see if they have added a link or not.
I understand. And Larry, just to let you know, we will be covering that in just a moment on when we go to the archive.org. So that will be covered also. Again, shows that the United States, now this makes more sense, that maps of the U.S. or map of the U.S. is going to be very strong in the United States, but still you have some Canada, you have some United Kingdom. So obviously the same thing is going on with them as was with Genealogy Inc.
Oh yeah, it can easily expand out to the other countries. You just start adding maps to like Canada, the provinces and stuff, older maps, stuff like that. You can easily expand out to different areas. You're definitely not locked in the United States.
Very good. All right, and the organic searches obviously is still the strongest for map of the U.S. also. Right. Now, we do have some referral, still a smaller social presence, so the same thing's going on there. Obviously, there is room for growth here.
Oh, very much so.
Excellent. Now, this is what I was talking about, Larry, with the Majestic SEO. This shows the backlinks for Genealogy Inc. We're sitting at 11,000 external backlinks right now from 422 referring domains. And if you look down here, you can see 52 educational backlinks, 4 government backlinks. I wonder what the people are doing while they're at work in the government. Are they backlinking to
you? Yeah, really.
Oh, very nice. But yeah, that's exactly what you like to see. So you do have quite a bit of people coming from schools, or is this just a coincidence that so many educational backlinks came in?
No, it's not a coincidence. Especially history teachers and things of that nature, they do like to reference the site because it's when they go through the history of the United States, I have areas on there with old U.S. maps and stuff like that, so they very much like it.
Very nice. And this is the backlink breakdown for Genealogical Inc. It shows that you're having very little image traffic, so that's exactly what people want to see. 99% of it's going to be the text links. So really well done with the backlinking that you've done. Have you had to pull any of the backlinks off?
No, I would only go to related sites that had to do with genealogy and trusted sites, like government and educational institutions. I typically don't ask, areas like, porn sites or gambling sites or things like that for backlinks. So I stay on top of the Google SEO and what's right and what's wrong with backlink building, and I keep a strict adherence to what they say.
Very nice. And if you look through here, one look, as we discussed earlier, that is a search engine. But then Where the Thread Comes Loose and Jamestown, these are genealogical sites. So animated maps, this is for a genealogical website. So obviously doing it the correct way.
Yes.
Now this is for Map of US. Obviously going to be a little bit less because of the newerness of it, but still having educational backlinks and educational referring domains. Almost 1,600 external backlinks as of right now from just 223. So good trust flow. Looks like you're doing very solid work with this.
Yeah.
You're going to have a little bit more image links because of the maps, I would assume.
Exactly.
But still, I mean, over 80% of it is still going to be the text links. So very good. And Illinois, is this one you've heard of, Illinois Gen Web?
Oh yeah,
okay.
Yeah. There's a gem website for each state. And there's also a Roots website, which I've been through every single county and every single state on those two sites. Those have been around since the very beginning of online genealogy.
Okay, and then I see Ancestry.com, map history, so all the correct things you'd like to see there.
Yes.
Now back to Genealogical Inc. We spoke about this earlier, how you were redoing the site here.
Yeah.
But now, so this is not a cyclical trend, correct? I mean, the rest of the years.
No, that's not a cyclical trend. The cyclical trend is typically your low months are going to be your summer and winter. Your high months are going to be spring and fall.
Gotcha.
And you would think that people would have more time to do genealogy during the summer and the winter, but it's typically the winter time. You got to have all your holidays. People are spending money on things other than genealogy and gifts and things of that nature. But once income tax returns start coming in at the beginning of February, it starts taking right back off again.
All right, very nice. Now, these are going to be your organic keywords: Wake County tax records, find grave Illinois. Obviously, good position rank with so many genealogical sites out there. Even being in the top 15 is very impressive.
Yes.
So, excellent work. Obviously, you do pay attention to this and make sure that you do it all correctly. Again, as we said, this is when the site really started taking off was June, and as you can see, it's pretty much steady after that. Had some low periods in the beginning, but that's just due to not having the links in place, correct?
Yeah, exactly. See, basically it was a new site, but there was absolutely no backlinks built to it because, of course, it was a new site. So once I started going in, contacting old links that used to be linked to the individual state map sites, I started getting those redone, and once again, I got enough built up, Google noticed and popped me right up at the top.
Very nice. Very nice. And again, Map of US, obviously page rank number 11, California map number 11. Solid work you've been doing with this. I'm very impressed. Now, we do have some, now this is going to be for which site? This should be genealogy. Or is this?
Could be, yeah.
With the 200,000, yes, that's correct. All right. Now, this is your unique visitors against your page views. If you see, it shows that everybody is, you got 200,000 right here. On the next one, 400,000. So the page views, everybody is looking at least 2 pages. So that just shows that once they get to the site, they actually are staying there and using it, which is exactly what your advertisers want to see.
Yes, exactly.
Excellent. Now, this is your admin section for Genealogical Inc.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you've written this in HTML, correct?
It is a pure HTML site. That's the way it was done in the very beginning, and but I've made the code very clean, very easy to read. I don't like jumbled up code. I like to be able to go right directly to something. I personally use Dreamweaver. I've used it since the very beginning of starting to do this. That is just the code view. You can do a split or the design view, which just shows you what the page actually looks like, and you can make corrections in either area. I'd be willing to, once the purchase is made, go in and make changes for someone and actually go through and let them know. Like I said, I don't know 10% of how to use Dreamweaver, but the 10% I do know is basically all you need to run this site. It's very simple, very clean code, very little that you need to do on it. I use a lot of library items, which means you don't have to go through each and every page and change and add. You just change it in one file, upload it, and it automatically changes it on everything.
Okay. I think that answered your question, Larry. Yeah. All right. He was asking what kind of help he could get afterwards, and you covered it nicely. So,
yeah, I'd be willing to do what I can to help someone out, get them familiarized with this and what I normally do, and how to keep the code clean. And I'll go through and delete out any files that are no longer useful or haven't been used in years, just so it don't clutter up your folders and you think they might have to do something with something else. So I'd be willing to kind of clean everything up as far as old file-wise, and kind of, as long as they got Dreamweaver, walk them through.
Gotcha. All right, very good. Now tell me a little bit about this. This is the source code?
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just a top-level view of the very top of the page of how I use my meta tags and descriptions and keywords and things of that nature.
I gotcha. All right, very good. Now this is Map of US. This might be a little more familiar to some people. This is going to be written in WordPress, correct?
Correct. It is in WordPress, and the reason why, there just wasn't so many pages. Whereas Genealogy Inc., you might have 3,000 pages on there. It's really hard to go through. I use a lot of find and replace on Genealogy Inc.
Mm-hmm.
Makes it real easy to change a lot of texts that are common. But as far as I like WordPress, and just because Map of Us just had a single state page for each state, it's just much easier just to put it on WordPress.
Makes perfect sense, and I'm sure people are familiar with this one already. The HTML they might need a little more help with, but this.
Yeah, that's fine.
Very good. Now a little more of your admin section. This is your plugin for Map of US?
Yes, correct.
All right. Are any of these really? What are you using the most on this for your plugins?
But a lot of them are just search engine, SEO plugins. I use some analytical tracking plugins. I use a form plugin, and then the rest of it has to do with page speed and site speed and things of that nature.
Gotcha. And tell me a little bit about this.
That is a, try to zoom in. That's also the plugins as well.
Okay. Very good. All right, this is the publish page?
Yeah, those are all the published pages.
Very good. So you've definitely been doing a lot of work on this thing. You can definitely tell.
Yeah. And like I said, I make it as simple as possible, so it just takes very little work to maintain it. I'm able to work a full-time job and maintain these, so you don't have to sit there and spend a lot of time. If I want to write a blog or something, I typically will outsource that. But other than that, it just takes very little time to maintain it.
Question kid just came in. Hold on. Yes, he wanted to know about your outsourcing. How often do you actually do that, and do you have a cost on that?
I don't outsource very much. Like I said, the last time I outsourced was a couple months ago. I think I spent $120 on a set of 5 blog articles having to do with the Family Tree Maker program for Ancestry. Mm-hmm. And I did one a week for those, and I haven't done any since. So, but no, it's I'm not a big-time blog writer, so I can type out HTML code, but I can't write a blog. So I typically, if I wanted to do that, I would have someone else do it. But whoever bought it, if you can write a blog, that's just saves a little money. But it's not very much money to have someone write you ghost blogging.
Mm-hmm. And do you find that when you add different articles that it boosts the traffic, or does it really stay the same pretty much?
I haven't done it enough to really notice a major difference.
Mm-hmm.
I mainly did it on Family Tree Maker and stuck some affiliate codes in there for the actual Family Tree Maker program from Ancestry. So basically I did those basically purely to sell more programs.
Okay. All right. And let's see, these are going to be the widgets that you're using?
Correct, yeah.
Right. Pretty self-explanatory there.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, this is still from Map of the U.S. This is going to be, what are these?
Forms. Those are the questions that people have sent in through the form page.
All right. And on the form page, do you go in and answer the questions, or is it more user-generated?
It's more user-generated. If there's something that's specifically geared towards me, I will answer it. You get a lot of questions like, where's my grandfather buried?
Right.
It's just, people just don't know that I'm not here to do their actual research. So I get when stuff like that comes in, I just delete it out. I couldn't respond to each and every one of them.
Are you getting much spam on this?
No, I use the spam plugins for Map of Us, and they pretty much catch most of it.
Very good. All right. Let's talk a little bit about the revenue. Obviously, this was the beginning of the year when you were redoing the site, but obviously it's gone way up since then. Is this pretty much the way it goes each year? No? No,
it doesn't. Typically, back when I had the state sites themselves, the revenue generated would typically be, if I was put it into a year, between 150 to 175,000 at the time when I sold it to Ancestry. Of course, now that the new site has been rebuilt, right now it's hovering. If I was to project out what it's done the past 6 months, double it up for the year, I would probably be at about 125,000 for the year.
I see.
But since the first half of the year was spent either rebuilding or backlink building, this graph is kind of skewed.
That's what I wanted to get across, is that this is not the norm. All right.
No, it's not.
All right. Now, your expenses, you have the one spike, but this is a little misleading because if you look, it's $240. It's not jumping up to $2,400 or anything like that. So really, it's only a $40 spike right here. But is that just the domain renewal?
It's domain renewal, hosting account renewal. The hosting account, I'm not sure how much it costs per year. I have to relook at it. But if you add the domain in, if you add the domain hosting in, I use WP Engine for the Map of Us. It gives it a better speed and everything and a better ranking in Google. So that's actually two separate purchases. So probably $99 for the Genealogy Inc., $99 for Map of Us. Let's see, what else? No, WP Engine's $99 a month. The Genealogy Inc. is a one-time per year.
Okay.
About probably $99, and the rest of it is domain renewals and things of that nature. But other than that, there's no other outgoing money.
Understood. All right, very good. Now, I know we've touched on this already quite a bit, but let's reiterate. When you are working, what is the day-to-day operation of the site? How many hours do you think you're putting in total per week?
I'd say per week, probably about 2 hours per week, and that's basically just as people send me corrections for addresses and things of that nature, I will update them. Some people will ask for me to link to their site. If it's an appropriate site, I'll link to them and ask them to reciprocate the link. But other than that, that's about it. Unless some new ad campaign comes out from Ancestry, I might go in there and update a library menu for a new ad or something. But basically, that's it. That's all you got to do.
Pretty much on cruise control other than that.
It's on cruise control.
Very nice. So tell me, if you were going to keep this site, what would you hope for the future expectations?
Well, with the map site, you could actually, like we touched on before, you can actually go branch out into other countries, such as Canada, United Kingdom, things of that nature. That would add a great deal. Also, as with both sites, it could use more social media interaction, probably more blogging on there. There's many different areas that could be done to increase traffic to the site. So that's basically what I would do. Is I'd concentrate a lot on the social media aspect, and then more backlink building, of course, that goes without saying. And you should have more growth. I think at one point in 1 month, my highest month of revenues, or highest year of revenues for when I had individual state sites, was $250,000. And the lowest I had when I had the state sites was $125,000.
Gotcha.
So you can easily attain those heights.
What was the question just came through? What was the amount of work you were putting in when you were at your heights?
Basically, once they're built out, because they're just basic information per page, or for each county, that never changes.
Okay.
The only thing that'll change is if you have a broken link, someone sends in if an address changes, if a telephone number changes. That's the only things you have to change on. Other than that, with this format, the basic format never changes.
I got you. Very nice. That's what people like to hear. Nice passive income with very little work.
Yeah, exactly.
Excellent. What do you think? Why are you selling these sites?
Well, we have a business venture we want to get into, which is going to take a large infusion of capital money, and with the two sites being our two biggest assets, it seems natural that if we're going into another business to be able to go ahead and sell this one in order to be able to fund the next one.
Makes perfect sense. Very good. Now, I've had several questions that I did not answer. I hope that they got answered in the flow of the conversation. If anybody had anything else, please go ahead and let me know what they are right now. Did you have anything else, Brian, that you wanted to touch on that you don't feel that we covered?
No, I'd be willing to, go through, like I said, if anyone wants to purchase a site, I'm very willing to help them get started and kind of possibly even through the first month, just kind of get them going, changing out their affiliate ads for them, kind of giving suggestions on how to present stuff through my experience of doing it for 15 years with the genealogy community, what to do, what not to do. Genealogists tend to be older, probably over 40, but they have a lot of disposable income. But there's certain things that they don't like to see on genealogy websites, and I will be happy to pass on that information to whoever wants to take this on and go ahead and bring it forward.
Very nice. All right. Just to let you know, I am Chip Bowerly. You can get in touch with me at 863-557-3108. That is in the United States, so if you're outside, that would be a +1. You can email me at chip@latonas.com. I'm in touch with Brian all the time. We've been working together for a little while now, so we have a pretty good rapport. Just let me know, and he's very good at getting back to me with any information you would have, or you would need, I'm sorry. And again, Brian, I really appreciate you being here.
Not a problem.
It was very informative. I feel that nobody else came through with another question, so I think we covered everything.
Okay.
I'm just going to go ahead and let you sign off, and thank you very much for attending. I appreciate it. And again, Chip Bowerly, 1-863-557-3108, or you can email me at chip@latonas.com. Thank you very much.